Good day, Junior Tickies. I'm Mrs. Brimacombe. We are now going to look at Paper 1, Question 4. This question focuses on corporate governance. Now, you can refer to Chapter 7, the theory booklet, to have a better understanding what corporate governance and audit reports is all about. Make sure that you study this because corporate governance for the past 2 years has been asked as a standalone topic. We are now going to look at each one of these questions. Starting with question 4.1. Explain why a disclaimer audit report would be bad for a company's reputation. Provide 2 points. Now, if you remember back with audit reports, we can either get an unqualified, which means you are happy, it's a good thing, a qualified report, which means you are sad, it's not that great, a disclaimer, or an adverse opinion, which is an absolute disaster. No company wants to receive that. So now the question says, explain why a disclaimer would be bad. So if we look at a disclaimer, the auditor is of the opinion that the financial statements are not reliable, they refuse to express an opinion, this will have consequences for the company. So you need to provide 2 points. So the first point, this indicates that there is something seriously wrong with the financial statements. The company and its results cannot be trusted. Then point number 2, this can negatively affect the share price on the JSE. So each point was awarded 2 marks. Question 4.2. One of the most important decisions that shareholders have to make at the annual general meeting is to appoint directors to serve on the board. So now the first part of this question, explain why the shareholders have been given this responsibility. Now a reminder, the shareholders are the owners of the company, but they do not run the companies. Directors run it on behalf of the shareholders. So if we look at this, the shareholders are the major investors, but they cannot all work at the company. The shareholders appoint directors to run the company for them, and they have entrusted their investment to the directors. The second part of this question, if you were a shareholder, what factors or characteristics would you want to find out about the directors who would get your vote? Explain 2 points and give a reason for each. So if we look at the first point, a director should have integrity, honesty, clear crime record. And the reason, the shareholders have entrusted their investment to the directors. Point number 2, they must have good qualification, and the reason, they need expertise to run a company well. Question 4.3. A recent news report stated that a major company, Baxco Limited, had been awarded a tender to supply equipment worth 20 million to a chain of private hospitals. The report accuses the CFO, which stands for Chief Financial Officer, of that company of paying 2 million rand in cash to the CEO of the hospital group, the Chief Executive Officer. Now, as a shareholder, explain what you would say at the AGM. Remember, AGM stands for Annual General Meeting. Provide 2 points. This appears to be an underhanded agreement that did not follow the normal tender process. Now, if we look at what does the word underhanded agreement, what does that mean? This means it was illegal. It's unethical. There was devious tactics used to secure a business deal. The CFOs actions must be investigated and appropriate disciplinary measures should be followed. Abusing his influence, you could have mentioned, or authority. If the director's integrity is compromised, this will affect the reaction of the public and customers. This would affect the share price and the profits. Another option, institute an investigation or criminal proceedings. Remember now, the question said provide 2 points, so any 2 of these would have been acceptable. Take note, for part marks would be given for incomplete or partial answers. Question 4.4. A major South African company has stated the following on its website and in its director's report. We have set up ways for employees and external stakeholders to report unethical conduct and incidents of individuals not complying with the company's ethical policies. We have set up a tip-off phone line, a call center controlled by an independent service provider. All information will be treated confidentially. Whistleblowers, informants who submit genuine information will be protected and will remain anonymous. So in your opinion, explain why this major company found it necessary to implement this policy. Provide 2 points. One reason could be, in South Africa, crime is a major problem, and people are scared to come forward to report crimes as they fear that their lives might be at risk. So this could be one reason why this company has done it. A second reason, the company states this in their policies to make people realize that they are serious about combating crime. You could also have mentioned that the company would want to find out about wrongdoing before it exposed in the press. So they are being proactive in this. Understand with this question, with all of these questions, that there is theory that you need to study, but it is application of that theory. You will be given different scenarios which you need to be able to analyze and then provide answers to that specific scenario. Thank you very much. We are now done with paper 1. Next, we're going to look at paper 2. I hope you have a wonderful day.